Hi, welcome back to my channel. What a fun way to start this vlog. As you can see, I'm currently testing a strip of hair. There will be writing in this vlog, I promise. However, I'm also gonna dye my hair because sometimes you just need to change. You know, this year for me has been full of a lot of change. So I figured, what's one more? So I'm gonna dye my hair. This is the color that I got. It's shade 15 called Antigua from L'Oreal Paris of the Superior Preference box dye. High quality stuff. I kind of just wanted to change, and I've always wanted to dye my hair brown. I've always wanted to go brunette and just kind of see how I feel about it. Because at the end of the day, hair grows back, and I could literally shave my entire head and my hair would still grow back. And if it didn't, there is a phenomenal selection of wigs these days, so like it's really not that big of a deal. And I feel like when I was younger, I wanted to dye my hair brown, and friends and also family members just like kind of talked me out of it, which I always think is kind of a funny thing, is that like my family and close friends and stuff, I feel like have said that they like my blonde hair in the past, which is great, but it's like to the point where I kind of feel like it's part of my identity. And I don't know, I'm 25 years old now, and I feel like I just had this realization that technically I can do whatever I want now because I'm a grown-up and I have been for a while, and if I don't like the way it turns out, I can always fix it. It's literally just hair, and I feel weird that my identity has felt so closely attached to my hair color for so long, but I feel like it really has been, you know? I'm gonna try and dye my hair with box dye. Most people would be like, hey, why don't you go to a salon? And I don't go to a salon for anything. I cut my own hair, I dye my own hair. It's fine, I'll be fine. So yeah, I'm doing a test strip, which is also something that I never do. The only reason that I'm doing it this time is because I was watching Brad Mondo videos and I realized that if you dye your hair too dark of a brown with certain color tones to it, and you go from blonde to that brown, it can potentially turn your hair gray or green. And I am using, like, this color is medium ash brown, so ash would have cooler undertones, so there was potentially a higher chance that this would make my hair go green or kind of like gray just because of the undertones. So for the first time ever in my life, I'm gonna actually do a test strip and see how it goes. My timer just went off. I'm gonna wash this out and like dry it and see what it looks like, see if it turned my hair green. If it didn't, I'm gonna go brunette and potentially have an existential crisis. I'm excited. Okay, ready? Can you see it? You know what? I feel like I could have gone darker and still been happy with it, but I love it. It feels, honestly, it kind of feels more me than the blonde did, than the blonde has for a very, very long time. I feel like I always default to like the fact that we are literally on a floating rock, and sometimes the world kind of feels like it's falling apart around us. So if we want to do something fun, like change our hair color, it's just like, it's not a big deal. At all, really. You can always change it back. You can always cut your hair. It'll always grow back for the most part. There are always options, and like the aesthetic things, like the physical changes are just like not a huge deal, you know, compared to the rest of life. So, hi, good morning. It's currently Monday, September the 26th. The last time I updated you, I was dyeing my hair. It is still dyed, although it's and I kind of thought this might happen. I did do research, and research told me that when you dye lighter hair to brown, especially if you're going to like a cool toned brown, which I did because I went to ash brown, so it's like cooler than if I had gone to something that was like, I guess, chestnut or had a bit of a reddish tint. Sometimes it can like turn your hair green or gray. So it did have a little bit of a gray tint, which I was totally okay with. I was like, I don't know, I'll have gray hair. I don't really care. But you can't really tell now. I think that the brown has faded slightly so that it looks even more gray now. So yeah, it's currently Monday, like I mentioned. A lot of things are changing. you know? Things other than my hair, but we'll talk about that later in the video. For now, it's 8 o'clock. I need to get started on work. Rearranged my entire bedroom last night, so I didn't go to bed until after 1, and then I got up at like 7, which was a silly idea on my part, but I'm hoping that I can get to bed at a decent time tonight if I'm exhausted. So the morning is going to consist of just kind of trying to get my work done early in the day, and also trying to get rid of stuff. I've been doing quite the purge lately. I don't know, I've just like lately felt like I just have too much stuff, you know? So I'm hoping that I can get rid of a few things today. I like listed some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. This week is going to be a little bit of like a refresher for my life. It feels like a lot of things have changed this summer, and things change every year, but this summer specific things changed that kind of like changed my entire outlook on my life, which I feel like is fitting for my 25th year. I think I turned 25 and the universe was like, all right, it's time. Time for your quarter life crisis. Here, we're just gonna like throw everything out for you. Those like major changes have kind of already happened, or like major perspective shifts. I don't know what to call it. And I think that I took most of the summer trying to like get myself together after that and like understand what that meant for my life moving forward and that sort of thing. So now I feel more comfortable and accepting in where I am today, which feels really good. Obviously, as you get older, I think you expect to like, you know, figure your shit out a little bit, and by no means do I have my shit figured out. I don't think I ever will. But especially this year, it feels like every week I'm like learning something new about myself, or rediscovering something, or like grounding myself in a new way. And it just, I really feel like I'm coming into like what genuinely makes me happy, and I'm starting to learn about and kind of work with learning how to like adjust my life so that I'm more aligned with who I actually want to be, I think. I don't know. Monday morning thoughts. Am I right? Don't worry guys, I have therapy today, so I'll get it all out there. I'm also, this feels like a really nice fresh way to like switch over to a new start. I've got my old agenda and my new one, which, isn't this nice? I feel like to some people they'll be like, these planners are basically the same except one's bigger and green, and that's not true. This one is entirely different. I hate this one. I'm impressed that I stuck with this one as long as I did, because I did not want to, because I don't like the way it looks. So I'm also gonna spend some time today switching everything from this planner over to the new one. So yeah, today we're gonna get our work done. We're going to refresh the planner, go to therapy, get rid of stuff, clear out the old. I'm hoping there'll be some writing, but since this is a multi-day vlog, there will be writing at some point, just maybe not today because I have a lot of other stuff to get done today, and that's okay. Sometimes there isn't time for writing, and that's something that we are going to get into in the discussion a little bit later on. So yeah, thanks for being in my video. This is gonna be like a 30-minute vlog because I'm also putting the hair coloring part in this video, so woohoo. I have been like absolutely purging everything. I've moved a lot of it, but like I'm getting rid of these, getting rid of boxes. There's stuff under there I'm getting rid of, stuff over here I'm getting rid of that people are coming to pick up tonight. I've like not reorganized the shelves, but I've definitely adjusted them so that things fit a little better. I rearranged my entire bedroom. This stuff's going. I reorganized this closet, which was an absolute nightmare before. I've been purging. Anyways, my alarm just went off, so the bread should be done. Hopefully it's done this time. But I feel good. Hi, hello. This vlog has just been all over the place. I know I said that this week for me, or this past week now, because it's Saturday, was supposed to be kind of like a refresh week and just like a week for me to kind of get some stuff figured out, and that just didn't really happen because I didn't really have time to. I will say, I think that part of the issue is that I expect myself to like get things figured out and to get things done faster than I actually do, and this is a problem that I've always had. The concept of time is really just lost to me. But I did get a lot of unnecessary stuff cleared out of my house. I sold a bunch of stuff. I donated a bunch of stuff, which was great. On the opposite side of that, I got 2 new pairs of pants. Currently, I don't really need anything, which is why I've been getting rid of things, except for certain items of clothing. I've just gained weight over the past year or so, which is just life, it just happens. But I'm also really stubborn about getting rid of clothes. So especially when it comes to pants, I'm very picky. So the fact that I was able to find 2 pairs of pants today, 2 of them that fit me properly and that I'm excited about, is a massive win. If you are one of my patrons, you already know this because you've probably seen the video, but basically I'm closing my Patreon. So I'm closing it down. It might be permanent, it might not. Patreon gives you the option to kind of like close your page without actually deleting the whole thing. So technically it's archived and it's still there if I ever want to start it up again. But the issue that I was running into is with my, multiple jobs and then writing, and also just like lately trying to take care of myself, and what my well-being is something I've been really prioritizing because it's something that I obviously didn't prioritize enough in the past. With all of that, it was just like too much of a strain to also make content for a platform like Patreon. And I spoke about it on my YouTube channel as well. I was really scared to start posting writing content on YouTube because I just had recognized this cycle of constantly trying to monetize things that I was doing and hobbies that I had or interests that I had or things I was studying in school. And I just find it very easy for me to get influenced by other people on social media who are doing that and convince myself that that is also something that I want, which I think is probably why I started the Patreon in the first place. I don't have the time to like keep it up and make it worth it for my patrons to actually pay, because obviously I want something that's valuable and I want something that's worthwhile for people to see if they pay for my Patreon. And I was trying to add more things, like I had the book club going and like exclusive vlogs and behind the scenes stuff when I had the chance to, but it just, like, that stuff was burning me out so fast. And I found myself spending more time thinking about trying to make sure that I had extra content for Patreon. That pressure was just like absolutely kind of sucking the creative energy out of me. Like, I spent more time focusing on creating content and behind the scenes stuff and creating things hovering around the topic of writing that I wasn't actually spending that much time writing. It's funny because I mentioned this in the Patreon video as well, is that something that I was worried about happening, and I even knew, knowing myself, I was like, if all you do is focus on the monetization of this thing that you're doing, then it won't be such a positive thing for you anymore. But I think when you're on the internet and everyone else is just monetizing every single thing that they're doing, if there's already something that you are also doing, I think sometimes the thought that comes into my mind is like, well, why not monetize it? I mean, you're doing it anyways, you may as well monetize it. And it's kind of like an easy cycle to get roped into, I guess. So that's why I've decided to close down my Patreon. Like I said, I might start it up again if I have the energy to do so and the capacity to do so. And I'm so grateful for everyone who did support me over there. But at the end of the day, the hours of work that I put into Patreon each month, and then also the extra hours on top of that thinking about how to create content for Patreon, it just became not a sustainable thing for me to do. I'm not leaving YouTube. I don't know if I ever will. But with YouTube, no one's paying for YouTube, like there isn't, my content on YouTube is completely free as long as you have a device and an internet connection. So if you can get past those barriers, then my content is completely free and it's completely accessible for people. And I think because of that dynamic, I feel less pressure to constantly be pumping out content for it, because I'm like, I feel like everyone will understand if there isn't a video from me for a couple weeks because I have to take some time off. And it's not like there's an exchange happening on YouTube, so it feels like less pressure for me. So I'm closing my Patreon. I think, I don't know, my YouTube channel, I'll still be creating content for it. I just don't know how. I just really can't bring myself to care about the algorithm right now. Like, my life outside of YouTube and the things that I am creating are more important than pleasing the algorithm, and I feel really secure in that realization for myself. So I'll still be making content. I think it probably won't be twice per week, but who knows? I'm kind of just gonna make the content that I want, still writing related. That'll always be there, along with like the little adventure stuff and vlogs and lifestyle stuff. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes you'll get a video once in 2 weeks, and other times you might get 5 videos in a week from me. It'll kind of just depend how I'm feeling, which right now, as I like kind of heal burnout and move into a new chapter of my life and also learn more about what's actually valuable to me, it's kind of just gonna be what I feel like posting and what inspires me, and what I think will inspire other people and what I want to share with everyone. And I'm just gonna try and put less pressure on myself to make it, you know, nice, curated, trendy videos. It's just not really me. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and supporting me and chatting with me. It literally means the world, and I love talking to you guys on here. So keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing and being great human beings as you do. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.